at home. We don't need no violence, got no time for all you radicals. Screw your status quo, we're not animals. I won't kneel for the anthem, cause the flag is what I'm standing for. In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, you say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you back your bags.
Good evening, America. How y'all doing? This is no shocker. This is no surprise. You are right where you are supposed to be. This is the corner of church and state where there is no separation. How are you doing? I am your friendly neighborhood weirdo with a beardo, Nolan Bryan, coming at you loud and proud as I always do, with this magnificence upon my face.
It's all on fire.
And sitting to my left, you see him on my right, he's on my left, is my best friend, my compadre, my brother, the one, the only, Pastor Gary Podosek. How you doing today, brother?
I'm super punchy. That's what lack of sleep does to you. Well, I don't know. For me, the lack of sleep, it makes me punchy.
You, it's lack of sleep. Me, it's frustration at technology.
Well, frustration at technology is, I think everybody gets frustrated at technology when it's not cooperating. You're not alone.
When the Luddite is the one that buys everything and
okay,
anyway.
but that's your job. You just buy, you give it to the people that know how to use it. That's your job.
That's my job.
Exactly.
So, how are you doing, guys? Memorial Day was yesterday.
Yes, sir.
I hope that everybody took time to actually realize the somber nature of Memorial Day. That it's not just a day for drinking beer and eating burgers, but it's a day to remember every single soul that died making sure that our freedoms are intact. Died wearing a United States military uniform in action for us to have the freedoms that we have.
God bless America.
Amen to that one. Even though, why would he with all the crap going on? But that's a different story.
There's still some good ones out there, and that's I guess that's promising. We make sure we do our best to.
Oh yeah. But so that was yesterday. That whole weekend. I hope, like I said, I've got. I don't have any family members that died in war, but I know that I have a couple veterans that went to war. So I know that for them it's something different. For civilians, it's a time to party with friends and family. For those who have lost brothers in the battlefield, it's something totally different. But speaking of those freedoms that they died to protect, that is what we are going to talk about today. That our freedoms are not free. And we as citizens, and even those who have been in the military, it is our duty to protect those freedoms. And it's actually an American value to protect those freedoms.
Well, you're right, but American value under the pretense, again, of things that we've already talked about, kind of getting a little repetitive, but for the better sake of repeating myself yet again, as long as we honor the one who gives it to us, then you recognize the giver of the freedom, the liberty that comes with, the one true God. You end up then being able to enjoy said freedoms, but you can't expect that freedom again. Like you said, I think you're eloquent in that approach. That we have to recognize that there is a cost here on this planet, on this earth, because there are those who do not agree with our God. There are people who hate our God.
Well, there's people that
hate that we stand for. This country stands
Yes.
for this God and celebrates this God. And now, unfortunately, and this is more relevant today than it's ever been, but now they're here inside this country, spreading their hate for this country, which I don't understand. It's like you do understand the reason you're able to voice your disdain and hate for this country is because of the freedom that this country gives you.
And remember 2 weeks ago when we talked about oaths, and we talked about that every person that comes into this country that wants to become a citizen of this country, they have to take an oath. Yeah. And in that oath, it says that they will protect the Constitution from enemies, foreign and domestic. Even as a citizen, that is what you're supposed to be doing. And those of us who grew up, just were born here, technically by all rights, we don't get rights until we're 18. And it is up until that point of 18 that either through parents or other educational things, we are supposed to be taught the value of our freedoms, and that even though we don't have to say that oath, because we were born into it, that oath has already been made by our bloodline, by our family that has been here before. You know, I had family come from Ireland, Canada, all over the flipping place, and as well as you. I mean, so at one point, somebody in our family made that oath, and it's supposed to be passed down from generation to generation. The importance of that oath that was said, that just because you're born here, you know, yeah, we have privileges because of being born in this country, but they can be lost just as quickly as we can, by somebody who wants to take them, if we let them take it. And our freedom is our responsibility. It's our responsibility to defend it. It's our responsibility to live it. And it's our responsibility not to take it for granted. Because in any other country, just look north, Canada, man, they shut down everything. And now they just came out with a thing where now, see, the old law used to be in Canada that if you had handguns were hard to get, but if you had one, like a family member had one, it could be passed down.
Nope.
Now it can't be.
Can't even buy them. Can't sell them. Can't bring one over.
Once you have it, those people that have them, they're supposed to get rid of those guns now.
Yeah. It's called confiscation. They're going to call it a buyback.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. If it's mandatory and I don't get to choose whether or not I want to sell you my gun,
it's a confiscation with somebody buying me off, bribing me.
They're either going to take it with money or they're going to take it by force.
Yeah, and we all saw this happen in Australia. The same thing happened there. And now you look at them and they're even worse off because they can't even defend anything. We are in a unique position in this country that we have the ability to protect our freedoms. Still. Okay, there's a reason why the Second Amendment is where it is. The right to bear arms. Because they valued the First Amendment, you know, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, as the number one thing. But they made freedom, you know, the right to bear arms the next thing to protect not only that first one, but every other one that was after that. And
so wait, we're going to talk about handguns?
Oh, we're going to talk about all kinds of things. Because I want to paint this picture. I want y'all to realize just how very important it is that we defend these rights. Whether there's things that people do that piss you off, whether there's people say things, you know, hate speech. It's not hate speech, it's just speech that you hate. Whether it's hate speech, no matter what it is that you think that offends you, not only do you have the right to be offended because of the rights that we have in this country, but the other person has the right pretty much to offend you. As long as we're not doing anything illegal, those rights are fine. As long as I'm not defaming you and shaming you on just with my own words or committing libel by speaking absolute lies about you, then I'm not committing a crime. You just don't like what I have to say. Or terrorist threats or anything like that. But we have to protect that. And I'm talking to a lot of people here because there's so many of you that just get offended. And there's a comedian that floating around TikTok, you know, oh, well, what if I get offended? Well, then you're offended. When did sticks and stones cease to be a thing?
Well, I mean, the point of being offended is one thing, but I think that the bigger part about the problem has less to do with the offenses, and it has more to do with the reality of what the consequences of those offenses bring. So, like, what do I mean? Like, okay, well, you're offended that I believe that guns are a good form of self-defense to protect you and protect other people, i.e., we want to help women protect themselves from sexual predators.
Yep.
Sounds like a good plan.
Right.
You want to know what the best way to do that is?
Give them a gun. It's the great equalizer.
Now, and you might go, oh, that's offensive, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, what's your solution? Because your solution is to go scream and holler at something until it stops. And I've heard some really ridiculous things that they've told women to do to protect themselves.
Blow
like that's
whistle.
Worse.
Yell fire.
Worse. Just trust me when I tell you.
Oh, there's a whole vomiting thing.
There's all kinds of disgusting things that they'll tell you to do. And I'm just sitting there going, or your Second Amendment right says, here's the firearm. What is that going to do? Well, it's going to keep you free. You see how that just worked? Because your freedom is and here I'll hit this note. My body, my choice. Okay, sure, it's your body.
You know how you defend that choice?
You want to know how you protect that choice to your body and not make it somebody else's choice to violate that body?
A handgun.
You better be able to defend it. You can say all day long it's my body, my choice, but if you don't back that up with something, then somebody else is going to take it from you. And this is, and I'm not advocating, and that's not me being a pro-violence towards women or anything like that. No, by the contrary, I want, look, my wife, if this state would allow, she'd have one in her purse right now.
Yep.
Why? Because I don't trust people. I don't trust anybody. And the more you tell people they need to trust those people with guns, those are the people that we say are supposed to have the guns. You got to trust those individuals. You're not the one who's trustworthy. And that's a problem.
That is a serious problem.
That's a problem.
When you give up your rights,
because it's not you're not free anymore. You're trusting your freedom into the hands of another person.
You're giving up your freedom in order for safety. And I forget who it was, but one of our founding fathers said that if you give up your freedoms for safety, then you deserve neither.
Well,
there's also something I wanted to mention as well too, was the Texas thing.
Yeah,
so,
we're going to get there. We are going to get there.
Did you hear about the police thing? You're going to talk about that.
Yeah,
what the police said.
So before you get to that, before you bring that up, but here's the thing. I want to, and this is like the perfect segue to that, right? So we're talking about the military, right? We're talking about how we have many branches of military. They are currently, right now, whether we see them or not, protecting the freedoms that we currently have on this land. Okay, whether they're here or whether they're abroad, training, wherever they are right now, they're protecting the freedoms that we have. How are they doing that? Well, they're keeping the people who want to come here and do harm to you, or throw over the government, or annihilate every single person on the planet. You know, whatever their grand scheme might be, they are trying to find a way to come against us as a country, because generally, yes, they don't like the fact that we allow our people to be as free as we do, right?
We allow our women to drive cars, but show their ankles.
Stop. You're going too far. But here's the thing, right? And we have obviously the religious connotation, we have the military connotation, we have the freedoms that we have connotation, all these factors, right? That does not change the fact that there are people out there that want to do harm, right? Somebody wants to always do harm. There is a recognition of understanding the moral trajectory of the world. Not just, and I'm not singling out, I'm not pointing fingers at countries, I'm not saying anything, but there are individuals in the world who are going to participate in acts of heinous evil. And you have to be able to call evil evil.
To quote a great actor in a good movie that I'm going to not say neither, but sometimes people just want to watch the world burn.
Right, and if that is a person...
For no other reason. They want to commit atrocity, bring chaos, for no other reason but to just watch the world burn.
So generally speaking, evil is pretty easy to recognize, right? Evil will, generally, as a consensus, no matter what country...
Unless you ask evil's neighbors and they go, oh, but he was such a great guy, I would have never known.
Right. No, hold on. That sometimes is true, but not in a sense, right? And I'll pull on the very easy, low-hanging fruit, right? If you did a world census, every language, every tribe, every nation, you polled every person in every country, in every city, is killing somebody, taking their life for no reason whatsoever, good or bad?
Bad.
Pretty sure you're going to have a really, really high percentage of people that are going to say very bad. That few percent that say good, guess who they are? They're the evil ones. It's a real simple solution. You now know who the bad guys are. Because if you want to go ahead and take out an individual's life with no good reason whatsoever, right? With no ramifications, no stealing, I want your stuff. I mean, even those things are bad, but at least there's motive.
Yeah.
But I'm talking no motive. I just want to watch the soul leave your eyeballs. You're a sick, sick person. And I can say that. Now, that person is evil. Evil people just like you said, just want to watch the world burn, right? They are going to try to rob you of that freedom.
Rob you of everything.
Well, no, in this particular case, keep
Well,
the
no, that's what I'm
example.
saying. Rob you.
But keep the case, keep the example. They want to rob you of your life.
Yes.
I believe, regardless of your orientation, skin color, nationality, where you live, that you as a human being have the right to live.
Yep, we covered that already.
How? Who determined that?
God.
Bad.
By giving you life.
Right. So, God, as the ordained king of all existence on this planet, gives us the right to life. We
Yep.
have life. We as the nation who recognizes God, right? We
You
then
need to protect
take that freedom of life and we go, we need to protect it. So that's why when we have military that go out abroad or here and they do things, what are they mainly doing? They're protecting everybody's life here on this continent, on this country, I should say. Not the whole country. We don't care about the North and South.
Well,
But-
we do when it comes to the southern border.
Well,
where
we
do you
care
think
about who's coming
where-
over, not
where,
paying.
Where do you
not paying
think?
their
Where do you
dues.
think we get our Olympic athletes that can run, jump, and swim?
Stop. All right. So, militarily speaking, that's what's happening, right? But then, remember I told you we would segue, right? You get to Uvalde.
Wait, just watch out. The guy who created the Segway, he wrote it off a cliff.
That's true. All right, but you get to Uvalde. The same issue applies, right? You have we trust our military to do their job abroad and here to protect those freedoms, right?
And apparently, we trust our police officers
Right.
to stand there and do nothing
Right,
for 45 minutes.
We trust our police officers to be the ones with the handguns to come and put down the evil guy who's doing the bad thing, right? Especially if that evil guy is killing innocent lives. If that system is supposed to work, and that's the system that you say you trust with your freedom, then I would say use Uvalde as a reason why you should no longer be one of those people who says, oh no, we don't deserve to have a method of firearm protection for ourselves. We have them to trust our protection.
I will.
Because this is why I won't do that. That's why I am one who
Tell me,
has that protection.
this is. I'll tell you what. I watched everything go down on Uvalde, and I have specifically not said anything on any form of social media when it comes to Uvalde, because I was waiting for things to come out, because they always do. Okay, number one, you find out that there was some girl in Germany that was egging him on to do it to anyway. She thought it was just a joke, but obviously not.
He told everybody on social media he was going to shoot his grandma.
Yep, and then he
did.
said, beware kids. All right.
Shot his grandma, then said, I think I'm going to go to the school and shoot up the school. His grandmother went, called 911. All right, she got shot in the face.
And still called it,
And
yo,
went to the
grandma a
neighbors
beast.
and called
Grandma's
911
a beast.
and told 911 that he threatened to shoot me, and he did. And then he threatened to go shoot the school, and he's probably going to do it. So the police are now on high alert that there is a gunman
this is even more screwed up part. He rolls the truck, okay,
by the school.
By the school. He's sitting there by the rolled truck. A guidance counselor coming in from like lunch or whatnot goes and drives up to the school, passes him, doesn't do anything about it, just passes him. Sees him kneel down next to the truck, passes him. Goes and opens a side door to get in, and then leaves the door propped
That's
open.
not the biggest problem.
No.
That's a problem.
That's how he got.
That's a problem.
But that's how he got in. Okay, the biggest problem, like I said a few seconds ago, is that when the police officers got there and had the ability to run in and could have done it quite quickly, there was quite a few of them out there. They could have ran in. What did they do? Number one, they ran in and got their own kids and brought them out. Factual.
There's something else that you
You're
haven't
missing-
mentioned.
you are
and
missing
I,
some
and I want to say,
information.
yeah, I'm thinking probably the same thing you're thinking.
With-
The police told the children to yell for help, and that's how he found one of them. He was looking in the school and he couldn't find anybody. And the one girl remembered that the police officers told them, in a situation like this, you yell for help. She yelled for help. They found out where it was coming from, and that's how he got hurt.
Yeah, but here's
Yeah, well,
that's not the worst. That's not the worst part. You guys are missing some pinnacle parts.
What part am I missing here?
Okay,
brother?
so here's what you're missing. First thing, right? The guy crashes his car. He then goes into the parking lot of the school and starts shooting at the school.
Yep.
He shot rounds, 100 rounds, 100 plus rounds at the school building. He didn't even go in yet. That is an active shooter situation.
Yeah.
The man then entered the building unabated.
Yep.
He walked into the school
Past security guards
without any
do anything to
resistance.
him.
Without no resistance.
Security
Okay?
guards standing there.
Now,
Didn't do
hold
anything.
on. Then, after up to 3 911 calls, the police finally show up. 2 officers go in to try and talk to the shooter.
No,
the
they
shooter,
go get their own kids.
That this is not true. This has been factually. I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know what they went in for, but what I do know is they found the shooter. The shooter shot at them. They fled the scene. Cops fled. They saw the
Can I ask you a
shooter
question?
and
Wait.
fled the
I have a
scene.
question, and I heard this question. I saw this question posted today, and I thought it was quite interesting. All right, listen, I don't buy into the whole race thing with cops and whatnot, but this was just an interestingly posed question. If cops, when they're involved in a shooting on any kid, they say that they feared for their life, so they shot. So why didn't this work in this instance?
So here's the thing.
So blow your excuse up your tailpipe because you're nothing but a bunch of cowards.
Well, this would be the case. So those 2 officers fled. This is where it gets really disturbing. A lot of time passes. with the
40
shooter
minutes.
in the school with the children.
'Cause the
people
commander
being
said-
shot, people being killed. Now, mind you, the police, all these police are outside, and what are they doing?
Tasing parents, locking them up, throwing them in the back of cop
They're
cars because
preventing
they all want
the
to get
parents who want to go in and stop the shooter from hurting their children. They're stopping those parents from going in and helping their children out, their own children,
in. Yep.
and instead won't go in and deal with the shooter themselves. One girl made, I believe if my record is correct, one girl made 6 911 calls during the time, and the last call she made was, "Will someone please send the police now?" Now, for the record, just in case you're wondering, the shooter was detained, was shot and killed on site by guess who? Not a cop.
Nope.
An off-duty Border Patrol agent with a borrowed shotgun went in and took down the shooter.
Yep.
So, again, I go back to the whole thing. If you want to protect your freedom, and I'm not saying firearms, and this might turn into a really big debate online. Fine, whatever. You want to talk about gun caliber, resistance, whatever, measuring.
Hey, you know what? I can kill.
AR-15,
I can
blah,
kill.
blah, blah, whatever.
I can kill your argument altogether because everybody eventually goes to the whole. Well, you know, it doesn't cover getting a cannon. False.
Actually, they did.
False, because there was a guy who owned his own ship back after the Bill of Rights was signed and everything, and was adopted. He
Does it?
I believe he.
cannons?
I believe he.
Yes.
He wrote a letter to. I believe it was Madison.
Yes.
He wrote a letter to Madison saying that I have this ship that you know, pirates are in the waters. Am I allowed to have a cannon to defend my ship? And he was like, it's covered in the Bill of Rights.
Of course. Yes.
So if you take a modern day leap, let's just take a modern day technology leap. What does that mean? I can have a rocket launcher.
So maybe that, yes, but here's the point, right? And this.
So, but that's what I'm saying when I'm blowing your. It doesn't mean military weapons. Shut up. Yes, it does.
The argument has to be relative. Why does the Second Amendment exist? Right? We already said it. To protect all of the rights and freedoms that we have in this country.
Yes.
You got it? You got it.
It's getting close. And we're back.
All right.
That was a nice commercial break. No commercial, just a break.
Okay, we don't have that. No, it would be great if somebody wants to advertise for us, but hey, you know, maybe the time will come. But anyway, but here's the thing. You have to recognize the weight of what this means. That Second Amendment is to defend, right? Defense is key, right? The whole point of a militia is to
Defend.
group militarily defend those rights.
But wait. Who is the militia?
I'm not getting into it. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to talk about it. What I want to talk about is that Second Amendment right.
That is part of the Second Amendment.
Hold on. The Second Amendment right of the right to bear arms. The reason we have the right to bear arms is to defend your constitutional rights and freedoms. So what does that mean? I don't ever want to have to discharge my firearm. 90% of altercations are usually ended without ever having to fire a round. The fact that, just think about this, all right? You are I'm going to quote a famous president. You're an evildoer and you're about to do some evil deeds. Okay? You're going to call your evildoer buddies and you're going to go, hey, evildoer buddy, how about you and me team up? We're going to go do some evil deeds, right? You're going to go do some evil deed. All right, what's that evil deed? I don't know. Maybe you want to go rob a convenience store. Okay, well, you're going to go in there. There's probably going to be quite a few people in there because let's use our local branches of Wawa's. And if you don't know what a Wawa is, sad you don't know what real convenience stores are. Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna give it to Sheets now.
No, stop it. Nope. No, they're called the Sheets.
Wawa may have better coffee, but Sheets got better food.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a convenience store is like you go, you get your tasty cakes.
Move along!
Yeah. So anyway, but you're going in there, you're going to rob a convenience store. There's going to be people in there, okay? Most of them are patrons. But you're not there for the patrons. You're there for what's in the register, right?
Cash.
So you're going to come in, you have a gun. You're the bad guy. Are you going to follow gun laws? So is that a no-gun zone? Oh, well, good. That means I can come in here. Well, yeah, because a lot of cops come. But anyway, if it was, let's say, a no-gun zone, right? You're one of those really liberal states. No, you can't bring your gun in here, sir.
Oh, you mean that big sign's going to
that thing that I saw out there that told me that everybody in here doesn't have a gun? That sign? Yeah, I followed that. That's why I have the gun, and I know I'm winning right now because none of you have one. I win. Now give me everything in the register. All right, that made it really easy for him. But if you switch that and you take that sign down and you burn it and you tell everybody in that state that you guys can conceal carry.
Constitutional
Guess what
carry,
that means?
baby.
That means there's probably a gun under the register. The people who are there know how to use it. They're trained because part of their hiring is going to be you're going to need to know how to defend yourself in case somebody comes in here. Here's how you use the gun. We're going to have firearm day. You're going to go to the range with us. You're going to learn how to discharge a firearm. You're going to learn how to properly handle it so you don't injure yourself or possibly a customer. Boom, done. Now you know how to properly handle a firearm. It's there. Now you're going to also have probably about, I don't know, how many people are in a Wawa on a regular day? Well, at that time, about
15, 20.
15 people?
Well, okay, the heightened time that they would knowing
they wouldn't go during the heightened time.
No, they would. There's a reason why. Because they drop their money into the electronic safe. Once it's in the electronic safe, the manager's the only one that can get into it. So they're going to want to come in during a time where they can't drop it into the electronic safe.
So you know a lot more. Stop giving the criminals the background. Jeez, you're helping me out. Stop it.
You're going to come in at peak times when the cash register person is not able to drop it in.
Let's just go 20 people. Let's just say
3 in the morning?
No, if you go 20 people, I'm not just saying our convenience stores, I'm saying all convenience stores. So if you go to a convenience store, 20 people plus the people who work there, all the people who work there know how to use the firearm, 20 people, let's just say maybe, I don't know, how many percent?
Say 10%.
10% of 20. That means
two
people. You have two people at the register, both with firearms, both can fire that gun, and 2 people who are just walking around doing their shopping with a firearm on their person. And that guy decides, yeah, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to rob that joint. And he pulls out a gun and says, everybody get down. I guarantee you, he ain't going to see one of them. And guess what? That one only needs 1 bullet to end the whole problem.
Yep.
And now, I'm not saying that person needs to be killed. That wasn't the objective. I also am not a person who sits there and goes, oh yeah, shoot to kill, shoot to kill, shoot to kill. No, if you don't have to. But if you do have to, like in the incident of Uvalde, you better, because if you don't kill him, he's going to kill more.
I look at it this
Period.
way.
If you're there with your little pistol and you're waving it around like you know how to fire it, but you don't even know how to use it, and you just want money in the cash drawer, I'm shooting you in the kneecap. And if you try to get up and shoot, I'm going to shoot you then in the chest. That's
Look,
it. You got one warning shot. That first warning shot was stop it.
Here's the thing. I
Get out.
See, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I am the first one to tell you. I'll go back to that whole happened a couple years ago. That guy walked into a church, took out 3 deacons, made it into the sanctuary.
Yeah, but he was shooting at people to kill them.
And a deacon from the back.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I agree with that, but here's the reason.
But
why.
even what he said,
he was shooting to kill.
You shoot to stop, and the only way to guarantee a stop is 2 in the chest.
But if the person is waving the firearm and not discharging it, and they're using it as an intimidation tool,
I don't know that.
You're right. You don't know that. You don't.
Squeeze the trigger, 2 in the chest.
But what I'm saying is this is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. Again, the whole concept is to defend. I don't want to have to shoot you, but that's the point, right? Go back to the original point. How many people do you think are dumb enough to go into a convenience store knowing that there are possibly 5 to 10 people there on average a day that are carrying a gun, that if I pull one out just to get a couple cash dollars out of the door, do you think I'm going to try that now? Or do you think I'm probably going to go somewhere else?
The 2 big shootings that happened in New York, the one in Buffalo and the one in New York City. One was in the subway where, guess what? They're not, well, in New York City, you're not allowed to have guns. I think if you look at a gun, you get arrested. To be honest with you. So they're not allowed to have guns. So he walks into the subway, bang, 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 bang. He had a, he was hated all Asians, and he went into a place where there was a lot of Asians and shot him up. Okay, nothing to stop him. If one person there, just one, had a gun, it don't go that far. Yep. Okay, the Buffalo shooting, going into the convenience store and just shooting a bunch of people. Again, Buffalo had upstate New York. The rest of New York has leaner gun laws because of the woods and everything else going on. But again, when you're in, again, when you're talking about being in a city, all the cities of New York basically have really strict gun laws. Yeah. Outside the cities, they're a bit more lax. But they walked right into the grocery store and started popping people off.
Right, and that's the reason why schools are such a high target.
Because since the 1990s, and I heard an interesting stat today on Tiki-Taki, and I double checked it to make sure of it. Okay, when they introduced in the 1990s the whole gun-free zone that they've turned all schools into, 175% rise in shootings in schools immediately.
Yeah. But see, your point before was that they don't have to actually shoot. Correct. And that's your point, is that
that's my point.
If you go into a shopping center or any place and the shooter's like, I'm going to kill everybody in here, and he gets 2 guns pulled in his direction, he may rethink his decision and just leave without even trying to fight the situation.
Here's the thing. And this
I will say, this is a stat that Steven Crowder touts all the time. It's an FBI stat. Yep. Anywhere from 1.5 to 2.34 million times a year, a hostile situation is stopped by a good guy with a gun.
Right, but
peacefully, like it's not even.
Sometimes, and this is what I'm saying. Like, let's just change the school situation up one step, just one minor thing, and there
put a veteran in there with a gun.
No, they're in Florida, right? Go to Florida.
Florida's got a couple of them.
Florida's got guys literally right in the front door. As soon as you walk past the security, right when you walk in the security door, he's standing there with an AR, casual clothes, says hi to all the kids. Hi, how you doing? Hi, good, welcome, come on. Guess what? Guarantee you that school ain't going to get shot up.
Here's the thing.
Because you don't want to have to meet him. Because the second you walk in the door, and this is the thing, right? And here's the catch. If you are even possibly an unstable person, that person knows that he's going to see you coming from a mile away.
Yep, because they only have one entry point.
And not just that, but he is there for that reason. Yep. That's the difference. So when you are a person, and again, this comes from a different culture of people. And I can understand the culture of people that go, ew, handguns, icky, ew. Okay, I get it. They're not your thing. I get it. Maybe you're a little frightened by them or intimidated by them. You don't
shooting. They're fun.
You think that they are going to, you put it on the table, it's going to grow legs, it's going to jump around and kill you in your sleep. Like, that's your fear. Okay, fine. I can respect you and not wanting to participate in this act. Because you need to hold that gun with confidence.
Yep.
You need to use
Let's shake
it.
your hand.
You need to realize that it is a weapon, it is a tool, and it needs to be properly used and maintained. And anything other than that means you could be doing harm to yourself or others, accidentally, incidentally, whatever. So you have to know what you're doing with it. You can't just be, casually, blah, blah, blah. But once you enter into that realm, you have a newfound understanding. I think one of the best things that could happen is for people that are terrified, fearful, hate, can't stand all these anti-handgun people, anti-firearm people, whatever. You need to spend one day at a firing range with a gun.
Yep.
Because you
Being taught.
don't understand anything. You're just believing what the liars on TV tell you. You're believing that an AR-15 is an automatic rifle. Nope. Wrong.
That's not
it
what
is
AR
not what AR stands for.
No, they don't think it means automatic. They believe that means assault rifle.
Assault rifle or fully automatic rifle. I love that one.
Yeah.
No, it's a semi-automatic.
No, it's a semi-automatic. And you know what? Hold on. And you know what semi-automatic means? That means you just pull the trigger and it just keeps firing. No, that's fully automatic. Semi-automatic means you pull the trigger, it stops firing until you let go, and then another round comes into the gun, and then you pull the trigger again. That means you don't have to manually load the bullet into the chamber. That's a manual. Semi-automatic, click, boom, next bullet. Click, boom, next bullet.
Yep.
Click, boom. Fully automatic, bullets! Until there's none left, and then it goes, reload. Bullets!
And for anybody who doesn't know, AR means Armalite.
Yes, it does not mean automatic rifle. It does not mean assault rifle.
No.
It means Armalite. And it's the name brand, and that's the thing. Like, it's just an uneducation stance. It's people that do not know.
I love it. I love it because they're like, it's an assault weapon.
My spatula is an assault weapon.
Yes, correct.
And if you see my grilling spatula, it looks kind of deadly. I'm not gonna lie.
If I pick up a chair and hit you with it, that chair is an assault weapon.
Vehicles are pretty much one of the major assault weapons. Actually,
Yes, they are.
By the way, FYI.
It's absolutely unreal.
Hey!
I hate
If
to
you
say-
live in New Jersey, is a deer an assault weapon?
Yeah.
You should see the damage they can do to your car, man.
I've hit 3. Okay,
They're terrible, aren't they? They're
I've hit
worse.
3 in my time of driving.
They're worse.
Okay,
They're assault weapons. I'm telling you, they are. They're just out of control assault weapons. That's a handgun on the table with legs. But this is the point. You have to understand, and this episode isn't about gun safety.
no, but it's about our responsibility to protect our freedoms.
It's the defense opportunity. I hate going back to something as stupid as this, but if you're a sports fan, anybody will tell you, you can be the best offense in the world. Defense wins championships.
Yep.
Every sport. Doesn't matter. Why? Because yes, everybody in that level is elite, right? But it's the person who knows how to stop that one guy from being elite for just a minute, then you're going to win the game.
Yep.
And this is how we win in America. It's how we keep the freedoms that we have. We like to be able to come on here, say what we want. We like to be able to have our voices, our rights to trials, all these things that we have. We get them because we defend them.
And for those of you who may think that it's unattainable to get, number one, with all the veterans that are young still, that are in this country,
Out due to injury.
out due to injury, out due to anything, who are looking for a purpose, a job that they can actually do, because for however long in the military, they were taught point, gun, shoot, or protect this point, or keep this LZ clear, or whatever it may be. They were told the orders.
And if they're Marines, they're very limited.
Yes. But they love crayons. Give them crayons.
Stop.
My uncle's a Marine.
I know Marines too, but I'm just saying. I mean, like,
They love their
they're just more,
crayons.
I'm saying they're more limited because they have been trained in a very different way.
But
All I'm
here's
saying.
the
I'm
thing.
not picking on you guys.
Oh, I am. I love them to death. I love them to death. Anyway, with all those, don't you think that if we took, I don't know, remember that $40 billion we gave to Ukraine? If we took that and split that up evenly to every elementary, every
1,000 somewhere in schools.
well, whatever, it's not 99,000,
Whatever it is.
whatever the number is, and how many public schools there are in this country, if we spread it out evenly, that's roughly around $400,000 per school that you could that you could pay 3 to 4 veterans to come in and go, you see this building? Nobody that's not supposed to be here gets in.
Trust me, you don't need that many.
I understand that we don't need that many, but what I'm saying is that, but no, you could get one guy, have only one only one way in and out, get some good cameras, some doors that actually, I don't know, might stop something, and then still with that $400,000, even if you had to hire 2 of them to do it in case one was sick.
I'll be honest with you, I'm willing to be trendy for a minute. If you're in a high school, let your robotics club make some drones with actual firepower.
Right?
Let them do that. Or let your history club get a real tank.
Or wood shop, build a nice rifle.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing. You might be like, that's ridiculous.
Get wood shop and metalworking to work together and get a full lever action rifle
that's
going.
ridiculous, but at the same time, it's not ridiculous. It's actually sensible because and this is my constant point.
What?
If the object of defense is present, it is a deterrent. It may not be 100%, but the fact that that person coming in goes, I might be met with resistance, and that resistance could be fatal for me.
There's a reason why
I might rethink my
strategy. There's a reason why in Texas he went into a school, because in Texas, in a school is the only place that a Texan can't carry a gun. Okay. Anywhere else, on the road, at the courthouse, at the wherever, they've got a gun on their head because they have constitutional carry. Okay? They don't even need a permit. They just need to be 18 without criminal record, pass the background test to get a gun, and wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. I've got a gun. Okay? They all have it. I've driven through Texas in an 18-wheeler. And in most states in this country with an 18-wheeler, I get flipped off, cussed out, cut off, almost caused into major accidents. Do you know where they don't do that? Texas. They're very polite drivers in Texas.
You're also really talking about the defense part. Think about even things as simple as like alarm systems, and you have a little flag out in front of your yard that says, "Hey, this place is alarmed by such and such company."
None of them care.
But that still may deter. It may not be 100%.
Right.
But if a robber is looking at houses and he sees one with alarms and one without,
he's going to go for the one without.
Hey, you remember a few years ago when they wanted people to put green light bulbs in their front porch to say that they were gun-free houses?
Yeah, it was dumb. Who thought of that idea? Don't even tell me. It's going to make me hate them. Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
I actually believe it was
that does sound so
last
dumb.
couple of years of Obama and
So
Biden who said to do it.
Oh, gosh. That's so dumb.
The same guy that says take your
by the way, hey, rob me. I can't stop you.
Or remember, this is also the same guy that said that his wife, whenever she feels in danger, needs to go out to the front porch with a double barrel and shoot in the sky.
That's an illegal discharge of a firearm, Joe. What goes up must come down, Joe.
But wait. It's okay. He told Hunter to put the gun in a dumpster.
Look. Again, we're closing it up, I think, and I want us to kind of summarize what we're talking about, because we did hit a lot of points. But it's easy in Memorial Day when you get to the holiday, you get to the barbecue, you get the grill, and you go, hey, we're going to have our friends over, we're going to just enjoy the day off. But you get people that maybe they do know, maybe they understand what the holiday means, and they understand the actual purpose of Memorial Day, and you thank a veteran, or you make sure you go to a grave and you lay some flags down or whatever. It's a somber holiday when you really think about it.
When you look at the stats, and I have a thing here.
A lot of people have died.
A little over 1 million soldiers
to keep
have died
over the course of this nation.
Since 1775, all the way to 2022.
Right. Which isn't a lot of actual
Especially
wars when you think about it. A lot of that was done in the Civil War where it was America.
620,000 Americans lost their lives. But that was both sides of the war.
So if your casualties are somebody died, it was an American. Not hard to figure that one out. But when you know that there is this specific holiday and these people who gave their lives up,
the ultimate sacrifice,
the freedom that we have, and the reason why we have it is because they carried a weapon. They were not going to allow somebody to take away the freedom that they believed that God gave them and that we deserve to have here in this country. And I'm not saying that military still isn't, that there aren't people in the military that still believe that. I think the government that controls that military would like to surmisingly change it. Like they would love to change it drastically. But if that change is going to look like Uvalde, I think you need to rethink what you are going to do to prevent that and keep your defense strategy in your hands. Because at the end of the day, you are an American citizen. You have the right, as an American citizen, under this Constitution, to defend those rights by yourself. Period. End of discussion. Yes. And I'm not advocating you today go buy your firearm. I'm not telling you to go do that now. But I am telling you. It's a little
late at night. They may not be open.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depends on when they're listening too. But I don't want you to think that. But I do want you to think about where's your trust at. Because if you're trusting in the institutions, and the institutions are proving to show you what they look like,
they're standing around doing nothing while
you
kids
might
are
want
shot.
to rethink that strategy. So, tell them where to go.
Well, all right. Here's the skinny, y'all. For me, there's a link tree. That'll open up a world of things for you. Whether it has to do with my Twitter account, my TikTok, whether it has to do with our email address or PBW or whatnot, you can go in there and you can find me on multiple different ways. Please use the email, reach out to us, comment, talk. So that's there. Now, my brother, on the other hand,
streamsoflife.com.
Streamsoflife.com.
That's the church, that's the site, and sermons are on there. You can listen. And if you're in the Williamstown area,
on a Sunday morning,
we'd love to see you.
10 o'clock, you can get that address off of there.
That's it.
So, interesting thing before we cut off here, though, we've kind of put this week's and 2 weeks from now's episodes together, apparently in topic, because the next one was called Ready to Defend. So we may change that up, because we were already talking about defending those things.
It happens.
So, but that's good. So, you're just going to have to wait and see what we got, because now we don't even know what we're going to talk about in 2 weeks. So this is it. Thank you for joining us at the corner of church and state where there is no separation. I hope all of you have a good night. God bless and peace.
Good night.
In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, that soldiers die.